IVM.
Hello and welcome to Football Twaddle. My name is Saru and I have Kumar Khanna with me.
Hey guys.
Kumar Khanna is, and there's no Tanush Baru because Kumar and I are previewing the Europa League final and the Champions League final on podcast format or audio format. And our friend Tanush Baru has gone to preview the Europa League final on a network format or a video format. So yes, Kumar, how do you feel being the lesser cousin?
No, I think we have more content and more viewership than him. So,
oh yeah,
I would much rather stick to this.
Yeah, I think a best guess would be that our listenership is probably higher than the preview shows of Sony networks, whatever. Don't you think so?
I'm very sure it is.
Yeah. Is there any way we can get those stats just to rub it in?
Did you see him? Because I think his show already aired.
No, I don't watch. Other than matches, I don't watch it. Like, I don't even watch the previews on the channels. I just switch on right at the time of the game.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming you do the same. And most of the people we know do the
especially
same.
Especially for
given Baro's track record, he always logs on 20 minutes after the game has started.
Also, the fact is that, when it's the Premier League, in India you get Sky broadcasting. So,
yeah.
You still, watch Match of the Day or some of those commentators, but with Sony and everything.
They tried, at least you have to give it to them. They've tried quite hard over the last 1 year.
Yeah, but you can't match up to what Star's been doing it for ages now.
Years, yes. So, the running order of this show was previewing both the finals, but given that we both have just witnessed
and we're recording a little late today. We were waiting for the playoff finals to finish.
The £100 million match, and John Terry is going to be back
in the Premier League
along with Dean Smith.
I mean, look at what Dean Smith has
Jack
done.
Grealish. Aston Villa is back in the Premier League after a few years out of it. And they've beaten Derby 2-1. So Frank Lampard probably will continue with Derby. But
no.
Wait, let's not get to that. We don't know yet. But yeah, so let's talk about Aston Villa. Dean Smith takes over in October when Aston Villa were 14th.
14th, yeah.
And now they're in the Premier League. Right? That's pretty amazing.
And they even got through their... it went to the penalties, right?
Yeah.
Their playoff semi-finals.
Yes.
Against West Brom.
Not penalties, last minutes, right? Stoppage time goal that was.
Yeah.
Yes, but yeah. So Jack Grealish is back. Do you remember Jack Grealish from his previous avatar?
Yeah, actually I do.
Why do you do?
No, because, there was a lot of hype around him when Villa were last in the league.
Huh.
He was I think it was his first season he was coming out and he had those glimpses of,
that he could be a
good... And he's still rumoured and Spurs are a big... they're interested in him.
Really?
Yeah. Spurs are interested in Jack Grealish.
How important Jack Grealish is that he was out with a shin injury for a month or so, I think month, and then Aston Villa had this massive dip in form, and then he came back and they gave back the captaincy to him, and look, he's taken them
and he even had that episode, right, when that fan...
Oh yeah, when Jack Grealish dived. Yeah.
The fan jumped in and punched him on the pitch.
Yeah, so that's good. That's cool, man. Aston Villa is that part of the country is anyway underrepresented.
Yeah, especially with
Birmingham, Sunderland, and Aston Villa, right? That's the
and Newcastle.
No, Newcastle is a little. Ye teen to.
Newcastle and Sunderland are the same.
Then what neighbors. Is it? Aston Villa is also somewhere there only, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so they're there. So they join who else in the?
So it's Norwich and. Sheffield United.
Norwich, Sheffield United and
Aston Villa. So they've secured at least 100 million
as revenue
for next year.
Yes. So now let us... we were discussing over the weekend.
Also, so there's this interesting fact that I saw a couple of days back. Huddersfield finished 20th in the Premier League. It's not just overall revenue, it's just their television. No,
there's 96 million.
99 million is just what they got from their TV broadcasting, the PL TV broadcasting rights.
And Atletico Madrid, who finished third in La Liga
last season. so their stats are for last season, but still they got like 102 million. So that is, how big and how important it is to stay in the league, basically.
Yeah, the other way to look at it is that it is such a lopsided thing that if you are in the league for 2-3 years and you are doing all right, you can probably like fight off the relegation guys, because not everyone has the money of Wolves and
even now, that's what
Fulham.
I'm saying. See, right now when Huddersfield go down, they still have they'll be retaining some of that 99 million, right?
Yeah, but you have to like fire so many people and everything. It automatically like. Yeah, that
So
probably
they will
is,
have an advantage over the other teams in the championship, is what I'm saying.
that probably is true, because nowadays if you look at all the people getting promoted, right? Last year it was Fulham Wolves is a separate group company because they have a lot of money, but Fulham came through, and this year again Aston Villa. The teams which are getting relegated, I don't think they spend more than 2-3 years at the championship unless they're really badly managed like Sunderland. And you know what happened to Sunderland over yesterday?
Yeah, they lost, right?
To Charlton Athletic. Did you see the goal?
No, I didn't.
Oh,
I saw that one instance where Charlton had a back pass which almost went in.
Yes. All right. So let's get to this Europa League final preview. Arsenal versus Chelsea at Baku. So Arsenal supposedly, let's get to the ticket thing. Arsenal have supposedly sold the 6,000 tickets to the UK fans.
No.
Almost.
No. They just sold half of their allotment.
Yeah, Chelsea
has sold less than half.
Yeah, Chelsea have sold like
2,500 and Arsenal around 3,500.
3,500. But supposedly fans from around the world, other people, they basically have like come in. So let's preview this. First point, Henrik Mkhitaryan is not going. How? Like at what point? There were points being made that if Lionel Messi was playing this final in Baku and he didn't go, they would have changed the venue of the final.
I think they would have,
yeah, which is kind of stupid, right? Why doesn't the English FA take a stance on like what's going on?
No, more than the FA, I think Arsenal have not taken a stance on it.
Why? What have they said?
No, so Mkhitaryan has come out and said that it's his personal decision that he doesn't want to travel. So, see, the Azerbaijani FA basically came out and said that there's no trouble with Mkhitaryan traveling.
Unless it's only football he wants to play.
No, I mean, again...
That's what they said. If football is the only thing he wants to play...
Then there's no issue.
Then no issue.
You know, the Azerbaijani... what do you call it?
People.
Envoy in London. He also said that, if Mkhitaryan has any troubles, he can come and speak to me and I'll sort out his thing.
Yeah.
But, see, he comes out and says that it's his personal decision, he does not want to travel, when there have been instances where Armenian players have travelled to Baku before.
And they've not had a good experience at all. In fact,
see, it's not about a good experience, right? Like, was he stopped? Would he be stopped from playing? I don't think that is the fact.
But what if someone just like jumps around and then does something while he's on the pitch?
No, but like that happened in Aston Villa, right? That's what you're talking about.
Yeah,
you can't predict that.
Are you saying that Henrik Mkhitaryan is chickening out of the whole thing?
I'm just saying that if it was... but then see, the club has also not taken a stand, right, on it.
But yeah, so why didn't they take a stand? What was their stance?
The stance was that we are very upset that this thing has happened. So we want to work with UEFA so that this doesn't happen in the future.
But what else will a club say? If a club says we won't play the final,
no, but again, coming back to that point, if it was Messi, Barcelona would absolutely refuse to play.
But dude, Barcelona probably would have refused to play if it was Messi. Yeah. But if it was... I don't know, some Ousmane and Dembele, Barcelona would have gone ahead and played.
That's what I'm saying. So it's both things, right? So it's not probably Mkhitaryan's. But then, see, if it's a matter of principle, it has to be a matter of principle. You can't be subjective to the player.
It is actually. Come on, even know it.
See, we know there was no chance that the final was going to get shifted from there. Exactly. That was not going to happen. The only thing was that Arsenal could have boycotted it. Chelsea would have won the trophy that comes with Champions League qualification and probably sanctions from UEFA. So Arsenal can't do that.
Yeah, exactly. But would Mkhitaryan have started the game?
I think he would have.
Right.
It was between Mkhitaryan and Iwobi to start.
And I thought Iwobi starts more often than Mkhitaryan.
But recently Mkhitaryan has also started games, so you never know.
So that is a blow to Arsenal. Mkhitaryan not travelling.
But again, not so much.
Not so much. Alright, so let's talk about...
It's not like Mkhitaryan was going to go and score a hat-trick or something.
You never know. He scored with the previous Europa League he won. He scored the goal in the final. So You can't say anything. But yeah, so who are the injuries in Arsenal? Chelsea have a huge injury list.
No, but see, Arsenal don't have any fresh injuries. It's just been players who've been out for the season. They're still out. Holding is out. Bellerin is out. But rest everyone is available. Danny Welbeck has been training with the squad. He would probably make the bench. Okay. It gives us another option from the wings.
Danny Welbeck, huh?
Yeah.
But don't you think Arsenal are slight favourites in this game? Given that Chelsea don't have Rudiger playing, they don't have Kante.
But today, like I just read that, this fellow has been declared fit.
Who? N'Golo Kante?
Jorginho. So, Arsenal's advantage has just been...
Is what you think.
Withered away.
But the report I read was that Kante is...
No, but again...
Had a relapse of the injury.
Yeah, so I think Kante is not travelling to Baku as well.
Yeah, something like that. That's what I read, that he will 99% miss out the game.
Yeah. I think Kante missing, yes, is a big blow for...
so Callum Hudson-Odoi, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, N'Golo Kante, Antonio Rudiger. Yeah. So 4 big players are gone in for Chelsea. So the midfield almost starts itself. Kovacic, and Jorginho and Barkley. Yeah. So there you go. And yeah, so it'll be quite interesting, dude.
It's going to be good. So again, then there's the whole Peter Cech situation.
What is the situation? Come on, he's a professional. He will definitely, if he plays, he will definitely...
But I think he should not play.
Why not?
Because Leno is our number 1 keeper.
No, that's a completely different situation than questioning Peter Cech's professionalism, right? If Leno is number 1 keeper, yeah, he will play if that's what Unai Emery wants.
No, but like usually teams have this whole cup keeper thing, right? But then you don't have to keep Cech happy now. He's anyways leaving. And he's going to the team you're playing in the finals.
Yeah, but he's going as a different role altogether.
Still.
He's not going as a playing role. I remember reading about last year at least in Serie A, I remember De Vrij was playing Lazio versus Inter Milan on the last day.
Yeah.
And they had to fight for the Champions League qualification, and De Vrij was joining Inter Milan next year, and Inter Milan wins that game. So people are like, let's just hope this guy doesn't like create a major ruckus or commit a mistake. Otherwise, it's going to look so bad. So that's what it is. And there's a lot of pressure on Arsenal as well, because they are 5th, so they need the Champions League qualification. Chelsea's already qualified.
Yeah, Arsenal need to win it more than Chelsea do, I think.
Yeah, that we know. Like for Champions League money, at least they need to win it.
Yeah.
But it's
still Arsenal also need that Champions League money more than Chelsea. Chelsea's anyways not able to spend it, right?
Not yet. Yeah, and we'll anyway. And Chelsea, Eden Hazard, we haven't spoken about him. He's going to most probably go to Madrid on 100 million.
Yeah, so like, what do you want to win a Europa League? Like, I think Messi has never won it. Ronaldo's never won it. So, if you want to be counted amongst the great players, like Europa League is not something you brag about.
Is that how you motivate Eden Hazard for a final?
Yeah, like
just go.
Dude, you're not a Europa League player.
Yeah, so don't play. Just go. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay, what's your prediction for the game?
I think it's going to be 2-1 to Arsenal.
Oh man.
You're going to say 2-1 Chelsea because it is that close.
Nah, I'll say 3-1 Chelsea.
Who's going to score 3 goals for you?
Eden Hazard.
Your strikers.
Eden Hazard 2 and Jorginho 1. I said it. I said it.
All right. 2-1 with Aubameyang scoring at least 1.
Oh yeah, what about that partnership? The Obalaka partnership.
That's the only thing going for the team right now. There's only 2 players playing out of the 11.
Alright, let's then... We should take a break right now. It's going to be kind of shortish episode because it just 2 things. Yeah. So after the break, we preview the Champions League final, which Kumar Kanav is praying that Liverpool win.
You never walk alone.
Yeah, he does. Yes, everyone is supporting them. And after that, yeah, it's time to say goodbye to a few legends of the game. Stay tuned to Football Twaddle.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to another incredible week on the IVM Podcast Network. If you are not following us on social media, please make sure you do. We're IVM Podcast on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. A couple of messages up top. First, we're hiring right now. We're looking to hire a producer. We're looking to hire copywriters. We're looking to hire an audio engineer. We're looking for web developers. We're looking for business people. If you're looking to work at IVM, which in my opinion is probably one of the best places to work at, then please do send us an application. Also, please do download our app if you're not listening to it on our app. Our app is available on the Play Store. And I also want to thank our sponsors this month, Savari, Storytel, and Paytm Money. Thank you very much for supporting us. On Paisa Vaisa, Anupam continues his conversation with Kunal Shah, founder and CEO of Cred, a members-only app which gives you exclusive rewards for paying your credit card bill. On the Filter Coffee podcast, Ronnie Screwvala joins Karthik Nagarajan to talk about his early days as an entrepreneur and what has kept him going during adversities. And if that's not enough Ronnie Screwvala for you, listen to his podcast, the Ronnie Screwvala podcast, where Ronnie talks to me about the benefits and disadvantages of being an outsider, building a brand identity, and the learnings from collaborating with business giants across the world. In the season 2 finale of Echoes of India, Anirudh discusses the end of India's Hunnic Wars and the emergence of some of the most dynamic and powerful people and states in Indian history. It's been a great season. If you haven't caught it yet, check out the entire season. On our Parsi food show, Not Just Dansak, we have a very special guest, Kanaz Messman, the owner of Theo Broma. She talks to Perzan about keeping the cooking process basic and simple. On the ATKT Talent Tent, P-Man and Krupa are joined by slam poet Malvika. She talks about how poetry helps her cope with anxiety. On Equity Sahi Hai, brought to you by Motilal Oswal Asset Management, Shrey Lunkar is in conversation with Anupam about life insurance in India. On Golgappa, Trupti is in conversation with Mayur More of TVF Kota Factory fame. He talks about his early days as a theatre artist and shares stories from the sets of Kota Factory. And with that, let's get you on with your show.
Welcome back to Football Twaddle. I have Kumar Khanna with me here to preview the Champions League final now. Liverpool versus Tottenham Hotspur.
I think there's nothing to preview. Right?
Really now? The good thing about this
Liverpool are going to win like 4-0, 5-0.
Okay, fine. The good thing about this is we can still call one of the teams bottlers at the end of the day.
There's only one bottler.
Who? Liverpool?
No, Liverpool are not bottlers.
Really?
I think the last time they bottled was 89.
Last year Champions League final.
That was not bottling. They just came up against a better team. That's not called bottling, dude.
Okay.
Then last time they bottled something was the 89 season.
After that, they haven't been close to anything, you're saying.
Yeah.
Yes.
See, like they're the opposite of bottlers. Like, remember the 2005 finals?
Yeah. What is anti-bottlers called?
Glassers.
Alright, so let's see.
Tumblers.
Tumblers. Vertogen, basically.
But tumblers is like Tottenham with Harry Kane and Dele Alli diving around.
So talking of Tottenham, how desperate are you for Spurs to not win this?
And I'm not desperate. Like, I know it's not going to happen.
What if Spurs win it? What's going to happen to Arsenal fans?
Like, what if I go to the moon tomorrow? Like if we're talking about hypotheticals.
You may. So, given that probability, what if Spurs win it?
Nothing.
They won one more Champions League than Arsenal.
Yeah.
And that won't burn the Arsenal fans.
I don't know any Spurs fans who would come and burn me. So yeah.
Wait, didn't you see one guy in this full Spurs kit recently?
Yes.
So
but not a friend.
Oh, he's not a friend. Alright, so Spurs basically, Harry Kane said, I'm fully fit to play.
Yeah, but I think do Spurs want him to play? Because, recently whenever Harry Kane has been absent, they've been playing well.
Yes, because they can play Lucas Moura, Son, Dele Alli, all of them together.
Yeah.
And
Eriksen
and Llorente's chest is always there anyway. And Vertogen has declared himself fit again. He's been training for a week. Yeah. So in terms of injuries, given that these people are like 20, 21 days, it seems to have done a lot of good for both the teams. I don't know how their form will be at least, but at least they'll have a full squad to choose from.
Liverpool have already been in Spain for the last 4 days. So they're already conditioning themselves. And I think if you look at the squads, Liverpool have a much better squad, a much stronger squad than
yeah, but it's a cup final. You never know. It's a one-off thing.
But again, it is a one-off thing. But, when you talk about all the data, it predicts a Liverpool win. See, they're whatever Spurs are good at.
What is it?
It's,
what are they good at?
They're pressing on the counter.
Yes. You mean the second half against Ajax?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Liverpool do the same things and they do it better than Spurs.
Yeah, that is true actually. But I don't know, man. I get this sneaky feeling that Spurs are going to win. I really do.
I will set your house on fire if that happens.
Why is my house being set on fire?
Because you're calling it.
I do. I'll tell you why. The problem for Pochettino is basically Moura had a hat-trick, right?
Yeah.
So he can't
bench him.
He can't bench him. He will play Dele Alli because he's the heart and soul.
Illegitimate son.
Yeah, exactly. Poch. And then if Harry Kane is fit to play, he will play Harry Kane. There's no way on earth he's not going to play Harry Kane.
Yeah.
Right? And there's Eriksen. And Son. So who are you going to take out from this team?
And
you need to bench one of these. Who would you bench among these 4 people?
The thing is that considering all of this, there's still one player who's more important to their play against Liverpool. That is going to be Dembele, because they need someone to power through the midfield. Especially
Which Dembele? Musa. He's not even at the club, is he? Or he doesn't even play games.
He was playing in the semi-final.
Was he?
Yeah.
Dude.
No, because when you look at Liverpool's midfield with
Naby Keita
and Wijnaldum
and Jordan Henderson.
Jordan just kicks people. Not that there's nothing bad.
Nothing bad about it.
Yeah.
Like we are going to see Xhaka versus Jorginho for the Europa League final. So
this is gonna be like that scene from Hangama.
Oh God. Yeah. So not Moussa Dembele, but Sissoko. Yes, yeah, exactly. So Moussa Sissoko is good. He's having a really good season after having a torrid start to his Tottenham career. So he's going to be there. So it's not going to be that easy.
It's not going to be that easy. But
and then Alderweireld and Vertonghen are really good defenders as well.
But then they have the Dutch Papa.
Yeah, but who's going to be next to Dutch Papa?
Probably Matip. Matip is back, right? Matip's playing really well.
Do you see it to be a high-scoring game with lots of chances created?
No.
But I have a feeling that once a goal is scored, I think some team is going to just feel the shock of it, and it will just become 2-0, 3-0.
If Spurs score first, then I think they probably have a chance. But I think Liverpool are very sound defensively this season.
Yeah, and they don't play that gung-ho style which they were doing last year.
And that is all to do with Van Dijk, and if he wins this.
Yeah. So who's Liverpool going to start with that striker? Sturridge, Origi or Bobby Firmino?
I think they'll start with Firmino. It's that big a game. But then Origi has been a really good option in the last month and a half. He's done really well. So then Origi gives them that variation. So if you go, they're going to start with.
If you go player by player, Alisson is better than Hugo Lloris,
obviously.
Right? So then let's look at the strikers. One striker, Harry Kane versus
Firmino. Probably Harry Kane edges it.
Now you look at the midfield. I think Liverpool has clearly a better midfield. Jordan Henderson and Milner, whatever said and done, they are really good, effective in what they do.
Yeah.
And then you look at Son Eriksen and Lucas Moura versus Salah, Mane and Naby Keita.
Liverpool.
Come on, dude. The interplay between Son and Eriksen is so good.
No, but we're talking about Mane, who's in such a good form.
I don't know.
And especially, when Liverpool attack, like all three of them, Firmino.
Yeah. Okay, let's do some probability. What if Spurs win the Champions League?
Yeah.
You think Pochettino is going to leave the club, or is he going to continue there?
No, but
because now there's a vacancy at Juventus.
But Juventus won't. I think they're trying to get.
Who?
Sorry, right?
No, that's just a rumor. There's a number of things that have to happen for Juventus to get Sarri. And
what number of things have to happen?
Why?
It can just be a direct swap between Sarri and Allegri, right?
No, why would it be? Why would Allegri want to come to a club? He spent 5 years at Juventus. He may want to just take a break. And why would he come to a club with a transfer ban? Right? So that means Sarri has to rip up his contract. And then Juventus has to see if it's going to be an entire rebuild with their oldies, or they have to try and win the Champions League in the next 1-2 years.
Yeah.
So that probably is thing. But will it be Pochettino's last game?
Apart from it, PSG just signed Tuchel on a long-term contract till 2021.
Yeah, but the way they're going, they may as well just fire him.
No, but they just renewed his contract yesterday, so that is sorted. Madrid just got Zidane back.
Yeah, so Poch would probably stay back, you're saying.
Yeah, where would Poch go? Apart from probably United is, if they don't have a good start to the season.
Yeah. Which I think they won't, but yeah, whatever. Yeah, and then Klopp, if he loses this final, if he wins, finally he's won
a final.
But
apart from, he's won the DFB Pokal, right?
Yeah, that was but if he loses this final, I think
there's going to be 3 European finals.
Yeah, Mourinho in an interview.
In a row, right?
No, he lost the one against Dortmund.
No.
While playing,
I'm talking about Liverpool Sevilla.
The Europa final he lost, Champions League last year. Yeah. And if he loses this, it will be the 3rd European final in a row. And he's also lost the Champions League final with Dortmund. So, Sky Sports people found Mourinho after he got a shave somewhere in South London. So they asked him, and he said, I like both of them. I want one of them to win. But if Klopp loses, it'll be 3 finals in a row. But again, that's going to be kind of hard for him.
It is going to be hard for him, but you can't judge him for it because you see what he's done with the team.
No one's judging him. I'm just saying that how hard it's going to be. At what point? at what point will, like, Juventus reach 2 finals, right?
Yeah.
But you never know when you reach the
Atletico
reach
lost
2 finals.
2 finals
Exactly.
in a row.
It is like the window just keeps getting shorter. The more and more you reach the latter stages of a tournament and you don't win.
Yeah, and especially now with Barca in the middle of a rebuild, Madrid are going to rebuild.
Everyone is rebuilding.
City will probably do something to win. They'll probably buy other clubs and just tell them not to play in the Champions League.
Mumbai City FC? Is that what you're talking about?
No, I'm talking about like actual Champions League clubs.
So talking about City buying other clubs.
Yeah, so that they can't play in the Champions League and then finally City can go on and win.
So let's talk about that just after this. So what's your prediction for the final?
3-0 Liverpool.
What the hell? It can't be that open.
It is going to be that. Not open, 3 goals. Spurs have a dodgy defense.
Like Harry Winks?
No. They have Serge Aurier.
But he won't play.
Who's always odds on to get a red
But
card.
he won't play, come on.
And who will play?
They are not going to play Serge Aurier. He's not played the entire season.
He played in semi-finals. They can't play Kyle Walker-Peters at right back.
Okay, can they play Kyle Walker?
We'll have to get him from City.
Yeah, but Danny Rose is there. So
Danny Rose is left back. Trippier probably.
I get a feeling it's going to be 2-1 Spurs. So at least we have...
insure your house.
Yeah, I have to check that. At least we have contrary positions on this. Okay, now get back to your point about City buying another club. Right?
Yeah.
Did you read the rumor that Mike Ashley
is
most
selling.
probably will sell Newcastle to Sheikh Mansour's cousin?
Yeah.
Like, how is this even being allowed?
No, but why would it not be allowed? Like, what is the problem with...
If you and I are brothers and we decide to buy a club from the same league, is there no possibility that you and I could be like, yaar, ye match de rahe?
No, but then there's also a possibility that you and I would compete against each other, right? So, like, if it's 2 different companies, it's being... I don't think... Is there a regulation that this the same clubs owned by the same company cannot play in the same league?
Yes.
Is there?
Yes, there is. And that is why when Red Bull Leipzig and Red Bull Salzburg try to play in the same competition, it's a huge conflict of interest. But
they did play in Europa against each other this season.
They have not played against each other. So, in a way...
No, they played against each other.
I have to check that up. But if they did, that is... How is it that you're allowing such things? Like, when I say you, not you, but then such things should not be allowed. How can the same company be allowed to own 2 teams playing in the same competition? It's crazy, dude.
I don't see...
Like, if Anil Ambani and Mukesh Ambani, we know Mukesh Ambani's team is like, whatever. They'll be in, like, relegation spot or whatever. But then, generally, how can you allow such things? You don't find anything wrong in it.
No, but how do you stop it, is my point.
Yeah, so bring in a regulation that the same royal family cannot own more than 1 club in one...
No, but like, how do you define... Like, what? It's a family... like, it's not the same person who's owning it, right? Yeah, Leipzig did place Salzburg in the Europa.
And there was a huge hue and cry about it there.
I don't see the point. So now, like this fellow, Peter Lim, right? He owns Valencia.
Yes.
He's bought Salford. Salford, the way they're investing money.
Dude, Salford, by the time they come to FA, like the Premier League, it'll take at least 7 more years.
7-8 years,
Yeah, so that problem is pushed till 8 years later.
No, I'm just saying that I don't see the harm in it.
Okay, let me give you this. New York City FC and Manchester City FC are playing in the Club World Cup final.
Yeah.
You don't see any harm in it.
No, but both of them want to win, right?
Yeah, but a club can do a lot of stuff. That's the conflict of interest. The same owners can create a lot of havoc. Why bring in this conflict of interest when you can like...
So what, do you stop people from buying clubs?
The same royal family? Yes, one is enough.
No, but why only the royal family? You don't say anything against Leipzig and Salzburg, right?
I do.
So why are you...
I just didn't say it 5 minutes ago.
The same company already owns 2 clubs, right? Nothing is done about it. So did you disband a club or did you force them to sell one of the teams?
So I didn't do anything, but yeah.
No, I'm saying...
Ideally, Red Bull shouldn't have been allowed to own both of them.
How do you restrict ownership? If I have the money and I have the interest, how do you restrict me to owning just one club?
Because UEFA is the governing body, dude. I mean, I am okay with anyone buying anything and everything. But at least one company buying 2 clubs is something, I think.
I don't think there's anything wrong. We should, I think, just open this question to our listeners.
So guys, do you guys think that the same family should own...
Don't mention a family. I'm just saying the same company.
Yeah, same company,
because
same family.
Because you again direct it against with your hatred against the.
No, fine. I have no hatred, but same company. Or
I have been accused of having hatred against them, but
they're not nice people. But the same company or same family should own two clubs in the same league. And do you think that's a conflict of interest? Please.
No, but why the same league?
It is because it could be that's the possibility now.
No, but even if there are different leagues, they can play against each other in the competitions, right?
Fine, yeah. So yes.
So why do you restrict it to the same league? So having different teams in different leagues is fine, but in the same league it's not. Is that what you mean to say?
No, it's not really. But then having in the same league is worse than having it in different leagues by some margin.
Where do you draw the line?
So I'm asking people. I'm telling you where I would draw the line, which I don't know. Yeah. But anyway, so before we sign off, for a lot of big names have retired.
Yeah.
First one is
Peter Cech.
We've spoken about it.
Yeah.
A legend. He's going back to Chelsea. And he probably was the best keeper in the Premier League till he got injured by Stephen Hunt. But
even then he had
after
really
he had
good career.
Company. He's done with Manchester City.
Yeah, he's not retiring as such.
He's going to Anderlecht. But
as a
player manager. We don't know how that's going to pan out. But would you consider Vincent Kompany as one of the best defenders?
Definitely of the last decade, for sure.
You mean from 2010 onwards?
Yeah.
Who can be he compared to? Who are his comparables in terms of central defenders in the Premier League?
I think you can probably the impact he's had on the team also. You can say it was because of all the spending they did, but also when you think of it, he was signed for 4.5 million, right?
He was signed by Thaksin Shinawatra, if I remember.
Yeah.
So that was in 2008 or 9, whatever. So
I think he's probably not the same level as Ferdinand and Terry, but just one rung below them.
Correct. Now, the big thing, Daniele De Rossi. He played his last game for Roma yesterday.
It's just Sunday. Something about Roma and...
what is it about Roma and its sons, as they call them? First it was Totti. Everyone just cried in the stadium. But actually in Rome, if you see, Totti is treated like a god because he had this amazing skill. Daniel De Rossi was more like the people's man. A warrior. Yeah, he was more identified with people. 18 years with Roma. They said they were not extending the contract, and he said, okay. He didn't even make a noise about it. He just left. And the stories of De Rossi you hear, especially, the one of the junior staff of the Italian World Cup team, when he died, basically he didn't get the medal, obviously. So Daniel De Rossi put his World Cup medal around his neck for his burial, and he was buried with Daniel De Rossi's World Cup medal. He's done so much for Roma fans. He's played for 18 years. Dude, what is with... There are two clubs, which is Liverpool and Roma. For some reason, they just seem to create this mythical characters. At least Liverpool till Gerrard. After that, I don't know.
Also, Liverpool still have their fan base is still, has that aura around them.
Yeah, but Roma fans are crazy. Did you see the video of
Claudio Ranieri?
He was there only to manage the end of the season, but he's a Roman through and through.
Yeah.
And look at the send-off he gets. And then there's Ribéry and Robben. 10 years robbery. So 10 years for Robben at Bayern Munich, the man who was perennially injured, kicked out of Madrid. And he takes a pay cut, goes to Bayern Munich and has an amazing 10 years, wins 7 Bundesligas, 1 Champions League and enough
I think
German cups.
For a lot of fans, these are the two fellows who defined Bayern. Because, when we were young, German League was not that big in India especially. So when we started watching, it was always Robben and Ribéry.
Yeah, for the last 10-12 years, Ribéry had offers from other good clubs, especially after the childhood scars and everything, he got accident and everything he had. They had 2 big shoes to fill, and that's why probably Bayern are going for Sané all out.
Yeah, they need someone who's an out and out.
Man, who else will be there in football who will always cut into the left and score a goal? It does not matter
where the ball is, where the defenders are.
He's always going to cut into the left, and no defender has ever been able to stop that, which is amazing. It is I feel so old with all these people retiring.
I know.
It's crazy. You need to
you were there when Robben was playing for Chelsea.
Dude, I was there when Robben was bought by Chelsea. He was injured for the first 3 months. I remember his first game, and now he's gone, right? I remember Ribery and all the talk and everything. Kompany was like later.
Yeah.
But I knew of Daniel De Rossi and Totti and all of them. And now it's like we have this whole new generation to follow. Any words, Kanav, about the robbery?
I think it's just the realization that, we're growing old. And also football has changed now. Now you won't see players. De Rossi is not going to happen again.
But we said that was the same thing was said when Maldini was there. When Maldini was retiring, people said one-man club is not going to happen.
But Totti was already there, right?
But De Rossi didn't go. Conte wanted him so badly at Chelsea. He didn't go there. He refused enough offers to just be at Rome. Yeah. But is one-man club going to be how much? It's just getting lower and lower.
And it's getting lower and lower from both sides. It's not just the players. Also, the clubs are not willing to, because remember Totti had that brief spell, year and a half when he was totally out of form.
Yes.
And Roma stuck by him.
Yeah, but De Rossi is only 35. I don't know if he's going to continue playing because he hasn't said he's retiring from the game.
Yeah.
But you can almost identify him as a one-man club.
Yeah.
Who do you think is going to be who do you see as a one-man club person right now in the world of football? Not Neymar.
Messi more or less has created
Messi is a one-man club.
One club man.
Yeah, one-man club,
also
man.
a one-man club.
Yes, exactly. So Messi probably is there.
Yeah.
You can't even say Gerard Piqué more or less, you could say. He's
almost finished his career.
Yeah, there was Xavi, Iniesta.
Xavi, Iniesta are again a different generation. Like I'm talking about people players who are in their 20s right now.
Right now, I don't know. I can't think of anything. So one more question to all of you guys. On that note, Kumar.
Bye guys.
If you like this podcast, you have to listen to the end of the podcast for me to say this message. But yeah, if you like this podcast, please don't forget to check out other interesting podcasts on the IVM network. You can listen to us on IVM Podcast app or ivmpodcast.com. And you can also follow IVM's social media. They are @IVM Podcast on Twitter and Instagram. And if you want to reach out to us, which is Football Twaddle, we are @Footy Twaddle on Twitter and Football Twaddle on Instagram and Facebook. On that note, I don't know what else to say. Next week is probably going to be our last episode for the season. We'll have to figure out what we need to do during the transfer window break, which we will try and notify you next week. But yeah, next week is the season finale of this year's Football Twaddle. So please, any messages you have, what we can do on the show and the things we have to introduce from next season. If you have any suggestions, keep them coming and we'll try and address as much next week.
So much homework for this week.
Exactly. You guys have so much homework for this week. We have to just read it out and talk about it on the show. On that note, hoping for a Chelsea win. This is Saru saying bye-bye.
Hi, I'm Ronnie Screwella, and you've been listening to my podcast and the multiple chapters of my book, Dream With Your Eyes Open. And I think to that, I've had good chats here. And I think chapter 13, my book is all about Q&As, and I'm sure there are more Q&As. Happy to answer them, so send them in, and happy to have a dialogue with you on that. So if you'd like to ask Ronnie a question, send it to us at dreaming@ivmpodcast.com. If selected, we'll read out your question on the last episode and have Ronnie answer it. You can also send a question to us on social media at IVM Podcast on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Hi, I'm Satyajit.
Hi, I'm Racheta.
We are from the Open Library Project and we host a podcast called Paperback.
Paperback is a podcast where we engage with stalwarts and experts from various industries, suggesting non-fiction titles that contributed to their journey in a big way.
We've had guests like Anjali Raina, Dr. Marcus Rani, Dr. Swati Lodha, Ambi Parmeswaran, Apurva Damani, and many more on our show Paperback. Find new episodes every Wednesday on IVM Podcast app, website, or wherever you listen to podcasts.